Hi, this is Professor Sue, and I've had some requests from students in the Math 095 classes that are saying that they're having a lot of difficulty with the Hawks homework for the section 7.6. So I'm going to do 4 problems from the homework, and hopefully this will help you and you will be able to complete the homework. So I'm just going to go over them slowly and go over the formulas that you need to know. So let's start with number 1. And this worksheet is on your D2L under week 2. So first of all, they're talking about the length varies directly with the weight. Okay, so I like to label and say what my variables or letters equal. So I know I have length varies directly with the weight. And I'm just using L and W. L is the length, W is the weight. You can pick whichever letters you like. I just like to kind of keep them, you know, L for length, W for weight. Now, varies directly. Do we remember that from Professor Kate Sims Drew's videos? Remember, L, we're just going from left to right, varies directly. We put a K and then a W. So varies directly, the K comes first and the W with the other letter sits right next to it. So there's the formula, L equals KW. Now they're giving me a weight of 8 pounds, and it stretches, the spring is 5 inches, so the length is 5 inches. How far, okay, well let's do this first. How far will, when it's going to 34 pounds. Okay, so we're just going to plug in, we have an L and a W, we have an L and a W. So we're first going to find K, and that's the constant that we need to find, right? So I'm going to plug in L, 5 inches, or just 5, equals K, we don't know, we're going to look for that. W is 8. Okay, and then we want to find K, because when we find K, we can do all the problems. We can do any of these problems because K is in all the formulas. Okay, so, but K, let me say that a better way. K does change for each formula. But once we find K for this, we can find anything for this particular problem. That's what I want to say. So if I want to solve for K, how do I get K alone? I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Okay. So my K is 5/8. And they want you to leave this in fraction. They want you to leave the constant, the variation constant in fraction form. So we're going to leave it 5/8. Okay, we're going to leave it in fraction form because it wants us to leave it that way. Okay, so now we're almost done. Let's see what else I need to know. Okay, so if the weight is now 34 pounds, they want us to find the length, how far it'll stretch. And I'm just getting all this from the problem. If you want to go through and underline, I would underline the variables, and does it vary directly, jointly, or inversely? I would underline that as well. That'll help you a lot. And that's just all I did. So now we have our formula. Since we know the K, right? L So length for this particular problem, L equals 5/8 times W, okay? And here they're giving me W is 34 pounds, and they want me to find the length, or L. So all I'm going to do is plug in my W. Okay, and this is how I punch it in the calculator. Okay, so do you remember, I know for this class we need the TI 82, 83, or 84, so I'm just going to punch this in my calculator. Okay, so here's my calculator, and what I want to do is I want to do a parenthesis, which is right above the 8, and I'm going to hit 5 divided by 8, close parenthesis, which is right up above the 9, times 34 pounds, yep, times 34 pounds. And I get 21.25. Okay, whoops. And let's see, they want you to round off your final answer to the nearest inch. So this is in inches. So would this be closer to 21 inches? This is like 21 1/4. So is it closer to 21 inches or 22 inches? Well, I would say, even if we look at it in terms of money, $21.25 is closer to $21. So L is just 21. And so you're going to fill in the box in Hawks with a square around 21. Okay. Good. Let's go to the next one. Okay, punch that up a little bit. Some paper. So again, I'm going to underline some important words that are going to help us set up the problem, and that's how I like to do them. So I know right off the bat that Y varies inversely as X. So varies inversely, that means that the X goes below. So varies inversely, if I'm going to write this in math, it's Y equals K over X. And I know Y is 71, X is 19. Okay? So let's plug those in and find K. So let's plug in 71 for Y and 19 for X, and let's find K. You with me so far? So let me underline that. Okay, so here's what we want to do. So 71 equals K, we don't know. over 19. Now, what I like to do is put a 1 underneath there, and I like to cross multiply because it's easy for me. So I'm going to take 71 times 19 equals k times 1, and k times 1 is just k. But let me punch in 71 times 19, and I get 1349. Okay, so my k is 1349. So here's the formula. We've got y equals 1349 over x. Because it varies inversely, y varies inversely as x. So remember, the x goes on the bottom, k goes on top. We found k to be 1349. I'm just plugging it in. Okay? So, what else do I need to know? Let's see. Find y if x equals 16. Okay? So with my formula, I want to find y if x equals 16. I'm going to take this 16 and plug it in there. And I'm looking for y. So I'm just going to divide 1349, divide that by 16. I'm going to see what I get. So again, I'm coming to my calculator. Let me clear this. 1349 divided by 16. I get 84.3125. Write that down. 84 point, whoops, I am so sorry. 84.3125. Now my problem says they want the answer rounded to the nearest hundredth. Or nearest hundred. So I want to take 84.3125, and this is sitting in the hundredth place. And I know Professor Kate Sims Drew went over a review of rounding. So if I want to round to the nearest hundredth, I look here, it's 4 or lower, so I round down, so my final answer is 84.31, and that's going to go in the box on Hawks. Okay, if those two help you do the homework, great. I'm going to do 2 more if you want to stay tuned for part 2. Okay? So I'm going to come back with the next video.